Good day, everyone. So we are now in our pre-calculus week 3 lesson, and this is the continuation of parabola. Okay, so here are the steps how to graph a parabola. So first is to change the general equation of parabola into standard form. Next is to plot the vertex if it is given, and we can all easily find the vertex if we change the general equation into standard form. Next is to locate the directrix, focus, and axis of symmetry. Fourth is to create table of values to sketch the curve by using any points from the x-axis. And fifth is to draw the curve. Okay, so let's have here an example. Example number 1 is to find the equation of the parabola with vertex at 0, 0 and focus at 0, negative 5. So for the solution is first let us plot the points in a rectangular coordinate system since this is our given. So let us plot this. Okay, so we have here our vertex at point 0, 0 and our focus at point 0, negative 5. In this case, the opening of our graph is downward since we can find our uh, vertex above the focus. So our graph is opening downward. Okay, and now we know what equation of a parabola are we going to use. So that is the quantity of x minus h squared equals negative 4c times the quantity of y minus k. Okay, so we have now we need to find c, and that is positive 5. Okay, let us substitute 5 to our equation, and simplifying we have x squared equals negative 20y, and making this into its general form we have now x squared plus 20y equals 0. Now let us graph this. Okay, so I just manipulate the equation earlier to make it equate in y. So we have here our x value, so you take any value in the x-axis for your x values. So I take at least 5 points on the left side of the vertex and also 5 points on the right side of the vertex. Okay, so since it is just a mirror, negative 10, if x is negative 10, the value of y is negative 5. So negative 10 and then the value of y is negative 5. Same also with the positive 10. If it is positive 10, the value of y is negative 5. And also in negative 8, the value of y is negative 3.2. Same also with positive 8, the value of y is negative 3.2 until negative 1 and positive 1, the value is negative 0.05. So you just plot this on our coordinate system so that it is easy for you to draw the curve later. Okay, so after plotting all the points, just draw a smooth curve to create a parabola. So here is the graph of your parabola. Let's have example number 2. Determine the equation of a parabola with focus at 0, 4 and directrix y equals negative 4, then graph the parabola. Okay, so let us plot first our focus, which is 0, 4, and our directrix, which is y equals negative 4. And after seeing this uh, plotting, we can now determine that our graph is opening upward. Okay, so since this is the focus, so as long as the graph it's opening upward, so it might look like this later. Okay, next is, since we know the equation, we are going to use x minus h squared minus 4c times the quantity of y minus k, and solving for c we get c equals 4, and substituting this to our equation we have now x squared equals 4 times 4 times y, and simplifying, we have x squared equals 16y. Changing this into general form, we have now x squared minus 16y equals 0. Okay, so let us now take at least 5 points on the left side of our vertex and at least 5 points on the right side of your vertex. So we have here negative 1, 1, and then the value of y, that is 0.0625, and for your positive 1, same also value of y. Since this is just a mirror, so that's why your positive and negative 1 have the same value. Also with negative 2 and positive 2, they have the same y value. Okay, so after plotting these 10 pairs, we can now create a smooth curve using these 10 points. Okay, so we have now our parabola. Okay, so let's have another example. Y squared equals 8x, where vertex at 0, 0, and your focus is at point 2, 0. Okay, and if we graph this, this will the graph looks like. And again, let us recall the concept of your latus rectum, which is the segment that passes through the focus, which is 2, 0, and also perpendicular to your axis of symmetry, that is y equals 0, or the x-axis, our axis of symmetry. Okay, and then we have here the endpoints of our latus rectum, which is 2, 4, and 2, negative 4. So by using the distance formula, we can now be able to get the length of the latus rectum since it is a segment. So we can find its length by using a distance formula, which given these 2 points. Okay, so by substituting this to our equation, we have now the square root of quantity 2 minus 2 squared plus the quantity of negative 4 times minus 4 squared, and simplifying, we have, since this becomes 0 and this becomes negative 8 squared, that is square root of 64, and square root of 64 is 8, and therefore the length of your latus rectum is 8. So I want you to take a look at the length of your latus rectum and our equation, the parabola. So obviously, we can get the length of your latus rectum without using distance formula in this part of our equation. So your latus rectum is just equal to 4c. Okay, so that is the length of your latus rectum. So each from 2, 4 until 2, 0, so this is 2c. And also from 2, 0 until 2, negative 4, that is 2c. Okay, since the excuse me, since the original equation of our parabola is y squared equals 4cx. Okay, so your 8 here is the 4c, and your 4c here is the length of your latus rectum. Okay, next let's have another example. The quantity of x minus 2 squared equals negative 4 times the quantity of y plus 3, and the vertex now is 2 and negative 3. Okay, our focus here is 2, 0, and by plotting all the points, we have now our parabola, the graph of our parabola. And okay, so let us solve the length of the latus rectum using the distance formula. So we have here the endpoints of our latus rectum, that is 0, negative 4, and 4, negative 4. Okay, so by substituting this to the Distance formula, simplifying, we have now our latus rectum is the square root of 16, that is 4. Okay, so if you see here, the our 4c here is negative 4. Take note, we are just only referring to a distance. So whether it is negative or positive, the distance is still positive 4 because we are referring to a distance. So wala negative nga distance. And okay, so from point 0 negative 4 until 4 negative 4, the distance is 4. Okay, so the distance here is 4. We disregard the negative sign since we are referring to a distance. Okay, so same also answer. Okay, so I hope you understand the latus rectum in our equation of the parabola. Okay, so for your recitation for this week, this is equivalent to 10 points. Given the director xy equals 3 and axis x equals 0, when we say that your vertex can be found on your x equals 0, or that is the y-axis. So take note that the vertex can be found on your x equals 0 or the y-axis, and the latus rectum is 4. Okay, so you solve for the equation of the parabola given this directrix and the latus rectum. Okay, so date of submission is September 23, 2020 at 4 p.m. Okay, just send it to our group chat. That's all. If you have questions, kindly message me to our group chat. Thank you for listening.